It was a fun drinking game you can play. I got the idea from my boy at work. He said, "Take a shot every time I say fuck." I said, "You'll die if you do that." Like straight up. Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Swagger Says. I bought a new television. It's pretty big. It's a lot bigger than my old television. I think it when I turned it on though, I think it blew a fuse or something because that fucking outlet doesn't work anymore. I had to move all the shit to the other outlet. So that sucks. We have a updated harassment policy at work that I had to sign a couple weeks ago because we have a harassment free workplace. But I don't think that's appropriate. I think we need to have a free harassment workplace. I think you should have the ability to harass anyone and everyone at any time. Because that way you know people better. You're like, I should be able to say whatever I want to you because that way you'll know not to invite me to your barbecue party. Because if you're my black friend that I work with and you come up to me and you're like, yo, come to my barbecue, and I say, sure. And then like a week later, your wife says, honey, why is that small kid that you work with burning crosses in our front yards? Be like, oh shit, I did not realize that he was that way. But that's because I couldn't tell you how racist I am at work because of the harassment free workplace. You need to be harassed at work to keep your family safe. I went to Ingles today and I got some of that sparkling grape juice in a bottle, a glass bottle. And when I was taking it out to the car, I noticed that the lady had put it in a brown paper bag inside the plastic bag, like kind of how you do if it was a wine bottle or something. It's non-alcoholic. It's just I don't know why she did that. I bought some eggs today at the supermarket for the first time, probably in my life, actually. I don't know, something about purchasing those eggs. Like when I opened up the carton to look at the eggs, some existential terror just creeped into my brain for a minute because I was just looking at the eggs and I thought, this is like a thing that a chicken made inside its body and like shoved out its vagina. And I'm looking at it so that I can swap out the ones that have cracks in them for ones that don't have cracks in them. It's just the absurdity of that situation just terrified me. You should buy bananas. Bananas are cheap as fuck. I bought some bananas last week and the week before that, and also this week. You can get a bunch of bananas for like $1. Bananas are like 38 cents a pound. That's cheap as fuck. You just get one bunch of bananas at the start of the week, and you're good for the whole week. You don't have to eat anything else. Just eat bananas. I don't like bananas. They taste okay, and the texture is not very good at all. But like that's cheap as fuck. That's cheap ass food. And that's money. I'm all about saving money. I do anything for a little paper. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. You know what I'm saying? It's almost Christmas, or as I like to call it, Tuesday. I think or it might be Wednesday. I don't even fucking know what day Christmas is. We give a shit. It's a day off. My dad sent me this really goofy ass text message today. and I didn't really know how to respond to it. It's just he's not a very good communicator. It's just like hey son, I love you and you're the best ever and Jesus made you special for me. And I thought, okay, the fuck am I supposed to say that? Like that's not how you start a conversation. Like you walk up to someone and say hello, how are you doing, or hey, would you like to hear this thing that happened to me today? Not just like you don't just jump in and start quoting Bible verses. Like I can't do anything with that in a conversation. I can't. How am I? It's like you're throwing a bag of rocks at me and expecting me to do something. It's like, bitch, what the fuck? I don't. I'm too small to carry these rocks. Except it's more like a verbal thing. But you get what the fuck I'm saying. I've been wearing the same pair of socks all week. I don't know what the fuck happened to my socks. I might have forgot to take all the clothes out of the dryer because I put a load in the dryer like 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if I took it out of the dryer. And I think that was on my socks. So I just got like 2 socks in the fucking floor and I just keep putting them on every morning before I go to work. People get real uppity about abortion, but they don't get real uppity about miscarriages. And that's kind of weird because you have to ask yourself, when does life begin? At what point does it become murder? And people like to say conception, I guess, so that they can avoid thinking about all the infinite possible babies that won't exist every time you jerk off, because every one of those semens, multiply that with every egg that every woman has ever had, and that's another fucking person that could be. So if we're saying life begins at conception and like you have a miscarriage, why don't people get mad that you have a miscarriage? Because that's kind of that's unintentional, but that'd be like if you accidentally dropped your fucking baby off a bridge and it cracked its head open or something and died. It's like, yeah, it was an accident, but I mean that was your baby. People gonna be fucking mad at you for that shit. It's like, why are you mad at me? I killed my baby on accident. Like, fuck that. It's like, oh shit. I mean, oh well, we'll try again. Just like if you had a retarded baby or something, and you're like, I'm gonna just abort this baby. And you're like, how could you abort that baby? It's like, it's retarded. What you talking about? I'm gonna have a retarded baby? Like, I'm sorry. It's like, you wouldn't get mad at me if I had a fucking like miscarriage, would you? So why you get mad at me because I'm aborting this retarded baby? It's like, we made a mistake. Let's try again. That's not what we were going for. That was not the intended result. Like this retarded ass baby. Just, like, throw that away. Let's make another one. It's not the only fucking baby you're ever gonna have. You can make a lot more babies, unless your balls don't work or something. That's the thing about mothers too. Mothers are really fucking picky when it comes to criticism. Like when you tell them, it's like, yo, you should raise your baby this way, and they get like real mad, like they know some shit. Like what do you think you earned? You didn't earn being a mom. Most people go out of their way to avoid becoming a mom. Like, you might have fucked up and that's why you're a mom, but you're acting all high and mighty. Like, don't tell me how to raise my kid. Like, okay, bitch, I won't, but CPS probably will, you stupid bitch. For the past month, I just been eating ice cream every day, but I woke up at 4 or 5 o'clock one too many times, having to shit but not being able to shit. You know when you get dookie cramps, but when you can't like shit, you don't have the urge to shit, but you have a dookie cramp just wake you up in the middle of the night, and then you can't go to sleep because you have that uncomfortable feeling in your bowels that's not quite ready to poop, but you still can't get comfortable enough to drift back off again. And I said, fuck that. That's not worth. Ice cream is not worth having that dookie cramp sleep interruption thing going on. I'm just not gonna fucking do that. So I just bought some bananas and eggs and shit. And I thought, fuck, I mean, I have any sugar in the house. Sometimes I just go get a spoon of peanut butter and eat that because there's this Peter Pan peanut butter and there's a little bit of sugar in that. I'll just be eating that fucking licking the fucking peanut butter off the spoon for sugar nourishment. That's like McDonald's too. That's the only reason anyone likes McDonald's because that shit's loaded with sugar. McDonald's food. McDonald's food is fantastic while you're eating it. In the actual moment of consumption, it's probably the best thing to ever exist. But immediately after, it just goes completely downhill. Like the back of your throat and around your stomach area, it feels like you just swallowed a big ass grease ball, and it's just so like uncomfortable. It feels bad. It tastes fantastic, but it feels bad. We need more words to describe uncomfortable feelings besides pain, because it's not painful, but it is an equivalent to pain, uncomfortable feeling just in your body, and you know it's not good for you. So the existence of McDonald's necessitates another word for pain. It's not pain. 'Cause that shit feel bad in your body. We've got our 11th subscriber. Only 999,000 to go before I become famous. If I get 12, I'll do another subscriber celebration video. Tell your friends. Tell them, watch this, and they'll watch it, and they'll say, yeah, that's pretty good, and then they won't watch anymore because they weren't actually that interested. They were just kind of feigning interest because they respect you and you thought you were showing them something pretty cool. So they say, yeah, that's pretty good, and they might have kind of half meant it at the time, but when it comes to them just being at home on their own time, they're not actually going to do it. It's like when you tell your friend to read a certain book or watch a certain movie, and they say, yeah, I'll do that, and they fully intend to do it at the time, but then when they're actually at home sitting on the couch and have their own free time, they find that they would rather spend it doing other things. And those things are not what you wanted them to do because they're like, yo, fuck that dude. I don't give a shit about that. I remember being in the back of my dad's SUV when he was married to this one woman, my then stepmother, and she died, but that's a different story. But I remember them kissing, and I was maybe like 11 at the time, and I thought, wow, that's disgusting that you two would kiss each other. And they gave me that, like, oh, well, when you grow up, you're gonna blah, 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 blah. That sort of, with age comes wisdom sort of bullshit that adults do you like. But when I got older, it got even worse, because I thought, that bitch is ugly as fuck. Why would you ever marry that woman? Like, she's fucking disgusting. I would like to be immortal, but with the caveat, or caveat, however you fucking say that shit, that I could self terminate at any time. I saw a video the other day. This is like a 16-year-old kid, and he didn't know how to use a can opener. And there were comments on the video of old people talking about how young people make fun of them, but then there's videos like this where young people don't know how to use a can opener, and I just thought, like, wish you'd all shut the fuck up. Stop talking shit about people who are older than you or younger than you because of stupid shit like you don't know how to use a can opener. Well, you don't know how to use a computer. Like, you were both raised 80 years apart. Stop bitching about stupid shit that doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with how smart you are. You're like, yeah, you know how to use a typewriter and you know how to churn butter and shit, and you should because you fucking grew up with that being necessary. I didn't. It's not necessary for me to know how to fucking do those things. Like, I don't know how to make a fucking spear out of a stick and a fucking rock because I've never had to do that. I didn't grow up a fucking hunter-gatherer, asshole. And at the same time, you don't know how to use a fucking computer. That's fine because you work in like a paper mill or something. You don't fucking need to know how to use a goddamn computer. But Like, don't come up to me and start talking shit to me because we're raised in two different generations and you think that gives either one of us a fucking edge in an argument. Like, that has nothing to do with intelligence. That's just an experience issue. Like, yes, you do know more than I do. But what I'm saying is you should know more than I do because you've been living for like 50 fucking years more than I have. When you were my age, you didn't know half of what I fucking know. And when I'm your age, I'm gonna know twice as much as you do now because I'm just fucking better than you. I was born better than you. I'm better than every one of these other fucking cocksucking millennials too. I'm the fucking smartest person who's ever existed. I could think circles around you and then triangles if I wanted to. I could think fucking hexagons around your fucking dumbass if I felt like it. I just don't. I'm a nice guy. I'm the nicest motherfucker you'll ever see in your goddamn life.